Good afternoon. As we know, summertime is a time of no school for children. It's also a time for many unsupervised hours on the home computer, and it's also a time for our summer safe operation for internet predators. Federal, state, local authorities combined our efforts this summer to keep our children safe on the internet. Included in the operation were the Martin County Sheriff's Office, the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office, Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the Port St. Lucie Police Department, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, and the Department of Justice. The 12-week investigation resulted in 18 search warrants that recovered over 3,100 images and/or videos of child pornography. There were 28 arrests, which included 7 from the Martin St. Lucie County areas, 23 from the state of Florida, and 5 from out of state, the farthest being Syracuse, New York. Most of the arrests dealt with individuals traveling to have sex with what they thought was a 13, 14, or 15-year-old child. Of special interest was the arrest of Charles Giovinco of Riverview, Florida, Leonard Torres of Port St. Lucie, Florida, who had images of prepubescent children engaged in sexual activities, and the one that was highlighted yesterday, Edgardo Sensi of Jensen Beach, that had images of prepubescent children engaging in sexual activity with himself. We have all of the pictures of the suspects, the charges, and we have all the investigators here that led this operation. So I would like to have them come up here and answer any questions you have specifically to the operation, and we'll go from there. So,
is there any commonality between the sort of characters that you're arresting here? Is there any kind of profile that these guys fit, or is it all across the board?
Brian, from the age of the ones that are on here in the years past, they could go from a situational offender, age 19 to 20, trying to meet a 14, 13-year-old child, to a 60 or 70-year-old man trying to travel or meet a child for sex.
Can you talk about some of your cases that you were involved in, Neil? Were they some of the top 3 here, Charles and Leonard and Eduardo?
Yes, they were.
Can you just give us some details, say in this case so-and-so did this and this?
Sure. On Charles Giovinco, it was an interesting case, and he was very aggressive. He owned a dive company in Tampa, Florida, and during lobster mini season, he was bringing some clients over to South Florida for the season. During that time, he was actually a day prior to the actual travel. He met what he thought was a dad of an 11-year-old girl. He set up a meeting to have sex with that 11-year-old girl's child at a hotel in South Florida. He made a reservation at that hotel, and the exchange was actually going to be free lobster lessons along with lobster tail, or lobsters.
Is that that same chat room that you busted the other dads on?
The majority of them are, yes.
So you were posing as the father in that?
That's correct.
And so there's one chat room, you say, that a lot of these guys hang out on?
There's numerous chat rooms that they'll go into, either on America Online or Yahoo or MSN. There are various chat rooms.
Do they have names, something like Parents Without Borders or something?
Some of the names are Open-Minded Parents, Family Love, Preteen Love.
And is that a common scenario then, that they're negotiating with a parent over the child, or do they suspect that they're actually talking with children on these websites, on these chat rooms?
Both. The majority are parents, though.
Have you seen it get worse or better?
I'd have to say the same as far as these type of individuals. Some of the situational ones, much better. As you can tell, some of our numbers are down from last year and remain the same from the year before. I think a lot of that has to do with community awareness. All our school resource officers, Port St. Lucie school resource officers, and Martin County are all trained and are continuing doing training inside the schools for safety with the children, and also public awareness from the media.
Many of these guys repeat offenders?
No, they're not.
Let's talk about the Sensi case that was from yesterday, you actually have a video of him with children. And I think in this day and age, you know, everybody's in the YouTube age, everyone's posting video of themselves. Do you think they think less about tape recording a crime? Because I mean, that's what it is.
Usually with people that are into children, their sexual preferences children, I don't think they're worried about getting caught when they're videotaping a particular crime or this act. It's more of a souvenir for them, and it's part of their collection, and that's why they keep these things.
Can you tell us exactly what happened in that case?
Basically, Mr. Cincy was a target of an undercover internet investigation involving the distribution of child pornography. Based on that information, we secured a search warrant for his residence. He was very nervous. He didn't really speak to us that much, but we did, during the search warrant, seize a computer and several videotapes. Those videotapes and computers were brought back to the sheriff's office for analysis later on that afternoon. By that time, we discovered that not only did he have the pornography that we were looking for on his computer, he had some homemade videotapes involving him and at least 2 children that looked, one of them appears to be under the age of 3 or 4, and the other one about 7, 8 years old. Multiple, yes.
Are you concerned there might be other children out there?
Yes, and we really haven't discussed this yet, but we've had another child come forward about an incident that happened probably about 9 years ago, and we're looking into that right now. So, and that is a local girl.
Is that past statute of limitations?
We don't know what the actual act was against her. We just got that information just here recently.
So would that lead you to believe that?
That obviously this is a pattern of behavior. And once again, he's an individual that has flown under the radar. He's never been arrested, so.
When you say local, Martin County or?
Florida, Palm Beach, Florida, that area.
How do you go about that? How do you try to identify who these children might be?
Well, also we're looking into places that he had access to, where he lived. We kind of know when the videos were produced. We're looking at where he may have resided, his friends and his family at that particular date and time. We're interviewing those people at this time.
Do these people have jobs where they're?
Mr. Cincy was a VP, and he sang opera. I don't know if anybody knew that. You can get him on YouTube singing "Time to Say Goodbye," which is kind of ironic because I think it is time to say goodbye to Mr. Cincy.
We hear this each year, but can you go over some advice for parents on how to safeguard their kids? I mean, basically once they get on the internet, everything is open to them.
Absolutely. It's the World Wide Web. And like I said, the World Wide means anybody in the world can come into your child's bedroom, can come into your house. Simple stuff, and we talk about it every year. We beat it to death. It's keep a computer in a common area. Don't give your children unlimited access without some type of monitoring of the internet. Us here at the Sheriff's Office in Martin County, we've just come out with a program where we have some software, and I think you showcased it about a month or so ago, where the parents can put this software on their computer and monitor some chats and some pictures that might be going on when the parents aren't around. So, I mean, that's monitoring software. Be there when the child is on the internet. Do stuff with your child on the internet, and don't put the computers in the kid's bedroom and stuff like that. I mean, it's just simple stuff. And once again, you can't talk to your child. I mean, you got to talk to your child, and if they come across anything inappropriate, sit down and talk to them.
You asked about what parents can do, but those of us that have children, since they begin to interact with other individuals, we tell them, beware of strangers. And on the internet, everyone is a stranger, and that's really what's important to know. These people, these animals out there are there to exploit them and take advantage of them. So, and we'll be here again next year.